Salvete discipuli. Hello, 8th graders. This video is for my fully remote 8th grade students. This is going to be the translation passage we're going to be working on in class this week. So I wanted to put a video walking you guys through it, practicing reading through it, and then I'll have a part 2 where I go over the translation. So with this, like we did our model sentences last week, this first video is just going to be me reading through the Latin, going over some of the vocabulary, and talking about a couple of the points of the story. And then part 2 of the video, at that point, you will have written out your translation of the passage, again, preferably in blue or black ink. And then you will watch the part 2 video where I go over the translation. You'll make corrections on your translation as needed. And then you will take a picture of that and email it to me so that you can get participation credit for the week. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to move my face over here and zoom in a bit so that we can see the story. So here we've got some bonus vocabulary on the side. So I'm going to go through and read through these words, repeat after me while you're watching this at home. So, āctōrēs. So, a word for actors. Turba. This is our word for crowd. Feminae. This is women. Puellae. Girls. Juvenes. Young men. Otiosi. On holiday, idle, or taking some time off. There's a few options for how to translate that. Quieta. Quiet. Ad theatrum. To the theater. Contendunt. Hurry. Clamor. Shout or uproar. Agricolae. Farmers. Nautai. Sailors. Petunt. Head for. Pastores. Shepherds. De monte. Down from the mountain. Per portam ruit. Rushes through the gate. Nuntius. Messenger. Fabulam dat. Is putting on a play. Uxor. Wife. And manet. Remains or stays. Now remember, in this chapter, the grammar is focusing on plurals. So some of these words in this, we have seen the singular form in the story beforehand, and now we're going to be seeing the plural forms. For our verbs, we're going to see some plural forms of our verbs, that NT ending for our verbs. Just keep that in mind as you're reading through and as you're working on your translation. Pay very close attention to whether the subject and verb are singular or plural and translate accordingly. All right, so let's read through Latin. Again, I would like you to pause after every sentence and practice saying the words out loud yourself. Again, it's just another way to get the language in your head and to practice the language. So, āctōrēs. Magna turba est in urbe. Feminae et puellae sunt in turba. Senes quoque et juvenes sunt in turba. Servi hodie non laborant. Senes hodie non dormiunt. Mercatores hodie non sunt occupati. Pompeiani sunt otiosi. Urbs tamen non est quieta. Pompeiani ad theatrum contendunt. Magnus clamor est in urbe. Agricolae urbem intrant. Nautae urbem petunt. Pastores de monte veniunt et ad urbem contendunt. Turba per portam ruit. Nuntius in foro clamat. Actores sunt in urbe. Actores sunt in teatro. Priscus fabulam dat. priscus fabulam optimum dat. Āctōrēs sunt actius et sorex. Caecilius et Metella villa discedunt. Argentarius et uxor ad theatrum ambulant. Quintus et Lucia ad theatrum contendunt. Clemens et Melissa ad theatrum currunt. Sed Grumio in villa manet. And my apologies, I did say optimum. This is optimum my mistake for that pronunciation. All right, so at this point, go through and translate the passage in your Latin notebook on a piece of paper. Write out your English translation. You do not have to write out the Latin. If you want to, you can. It's always good practice to write out the language as well, but I am aware that it is a bit time consuming. So I am just asking that you write out the English. So translate this passage, use your vocabulary to help you out. If you need to refer to vocab lists from previous chapters, you can, or you may also use Whitaker's Words online. That's the online Latin dictionary. The link is on the Latin website if you go to links. I believe it's linked there. So Whitaker's Words is the online Latin dictionary you want to use, not Google Translate. That's not always your best option. So do that. Again, pay very close attention to singulars and plurals. We've got a lot of plurals happening in this passage, so make sure you're translating those properly. So pay attention to the noun endings, right? And then our verb endings as well, okay? Let me know if you have any questions with your translation. And otherwise, once you've finished translating, you can then watch part 2 as we go through the translation together. Walete, and I will see you in part 2.